So the first thing we do is pick Verdant as our commander. Then for our allies, we pick Apple, Modir, Doris, Foundation Guard, Admin Security, and Xeno Clerk. Then we need to play Candy Crush in order to get mana to play our cards. For anyone unfamiliar with Candy Crush, the goal is to swap adjacent tiles to form rows or columns of 3 or more of the same tiles, which then is scored and removed from the board. Every time we make such a swap, our move counter on the top of the screen goes down, and this stage ends when we run out of moves. Now, the reason we picked Verdant is that she has a special ability that allows us to swap any 2 tiles on the board, regardless of whether they're adjacent or not. This ability also does not use up one of our moves, and depending on how many rows and columns we score, we can possibly get enough points to use the ability again. As you can see, with skillful usage of this ability, we can potentially extend the game and get as much mana as we want. However, to demonstrate a less lucky board or a less fortunate situation, I'll use up my last move rather than continue using Verdant's ability. Now we're onto the playing cards stage. The first thing you want to do is play up to 3 Dorises. For anyone familiar with Marvel Snap, Doris is basically the Psylocke or Hope Summers of this game, except for moving cards. Next, we play a few Admin Security, who are basically Nightcrawlers, except they can only move on the round after the one they're played. And then we play 1 Modir on the field, who is basically equivalent to Human Torch. And after playing Modir, we play a Foundation Guard, who's like Ghost Spider. And she drags Modir to the location she's at. And we play another again, so we move Modir again. And with these 2 moves, we generate plenty of blue mana, which we use to play as many Admin Security as we can, except leaving 1 spot open to allow moves for the next round. Okay, now we end our turn and go to round 2.
Enemy ahead.
For this round, the type of mana we want to focus on are red and yellow mana, since we'll have more than enough blue mana from moving. However, don't overly focus on getting these colors, since you'll naturally get them just by playing good moves. Your goal is to score roughly 20 yellow and 20 red mana, though having more doesn't hurt. Since I see that I have roughly reached this much, I use my moves rather than Verdant's ability in order to move on to the card stage. So the first thing we want to do is move one of the Admin Security from the center location to a different location. This frees up a spot there, which will play an apple down. And the apple is basically the Craven of this game. One interesting thing you can do in this game is that you can actually sell the cards you've played and get refunded a portion of their cost. So we sell the Admin Security we just moved, as well as one of the Foundation Guards in the middle in order to make more spots available in the middle location. We move another Admin Security in the middle away, and then play another apple in the freed up spot. Then we move the rest of the Admin Security around, as well as sell them after they've moved, in order to boost the power of the apples, as well as generate a lot of blue mana. Now we play one Xenoclerk for the first and only time this game, since we need some red mana, and he generates it at the cost of yellow mana. With this, and selling cards we don't need, we have just enough red mana to play Foundation Guard 3 times, and exponentially increase Moldir's power to 32, which with Apple's power easily allows us to win the game. Note that if you don't have enough red mana, you could always try selling Doris's for yellow mana in order to play another Xenoclerk, which will give you more red mana.